My name is Dakota Pike, and you're listening to the Better Ideas Podcast. Hey everyone, I hope your Easter went well. I hope the past 2 weeks have gone well, because that's how long it's been since I've released an episode, and I apologize for that. Between the EP that I'm working on, the van that I'm working on, the business startup, the podcast, my normal, 30 to 40 hour a week job, my all of the other musical endeavors that I have going on, things just get in the way of this, and it's hard to get guests lined up and all of that. But a lot of cool things are in the works, and I don't plan on going 2 weeks without releasing an episode again anytime soon. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff that I cannot wait to show you guys. In this episode, I'm talking to my friend Will, who you guys have heard on Room for Nuance and a few other regular episodes, and I just love talking to him because he always gives me some sort of perspective that I wasn't seeing before, and always comes out of left field with something that I've probably never even heard of, and it's just a blast talking to him, and I love to share those conversations and have them as often as possible. And this one we talk a little bit about our sports team, because that was the night of the KU game. We got into the whole protesting topic and the gun thing for a minute there, and then decided that, we're kind of over that conversation. So it evolved into all kinds of different things. We bring up the Better Ideas podcast community, which is kind of a new thing that I'm really excited about, and a little bit just about our lives and what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoy this one.
Shooting the shit today.
Yep.
Haven't had an episode in a while.
Yeah.
What's going on with that, bud?
I don't know. What's going on with it? We just haven't picked a topic, and
I've been an absolute piece of shit as of late. I'm gonna say that.
Why do you say that?
I've been a fucking homebody, man. None other. Sorry, I'm trying to find this fucking bracket. Today is March 31st, 2018.
Yeah.
Today is the semifinals, NCAA Basketball. We're going to be playing KU. I say we. I've never really given too much of a shit, but if we win, it's going to be a party, and I like to party. Playing against Villanova tonight.
Yep.
And part of me feels like we're not going to win. It's going to be a letdown.
69% is what you said?
Yeah, Bing, the ultimate authority in sports odds, has Villanova winning 69%, but they also gave Donald Trump like a 17% chance of winning the election. Look how that went. So I'm not gonna trust Bing's analytics on that. And I like to party, so I hope tonight goes for the better, because I need an excuse to fucking just go white girl.
Dude,
woo!
Same. And
drink on the sidewalks, open containers, A-OK on Mass Street.
If we win,
see that. I want to be there.
If we win.
Only if we win.
If we lose, then
everybody's just going to be fucking grumpy.
Everyone has to go home, basically.
And there's going to be a lot of traffic.
Yeah. A lot of angry people. But if we win, everyone's going to throw kegs out on the sidewalk, and we are all just going to party like crazy downtown.
It's going to be like
08.
Well, I mean, that'd be Monday. If we win today, the final game would be on Monday. That's kind of
there's still one more game in there.
Yeah, that's kind of.
That's how much I don't keep up.
Technically, there's two. I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, is when they determine today and tomorrow between those two games.
Yeah,
who's playing together against each other on Monday?
Yeah, I'm
but
assuming
it's
that's
fucking
right.
Monday, so really, this is the game that matters.
Yeah,
because
it's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturdays are for the boys, and we're rooting for our boys on the team. The team, sports ball.
You know how we did it.
Yeah,
how
we came so far. We are underdogs
because we're on the team.
Yeah, dude. You see me fucking.
No, we just live in Lawrence.
You see those threes I shot the last game, dude? I was out there fucking balling.
Yeah,
White Iverson style. Call me post.
Dude, that is something that I've never really fully like related to or understood is like
people who like invest
sports.
themselves in their team. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a co-owner.
Yeah.
You know?
Like displaced fan syndrome. Like when it's not even like it's not even your hometown. You just like love, like, I'm a Denver Broncos fan. I live in Lawrence. And you're like, I don't know. I guess I see why people appreciate the camaraderie or the style of those teams or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess I just don't.
It's a gradient scale
relate.
of extremes. I mean, I'm behind KU athletics because I live in Lawrence. I understand their significance in terms of what they bring to the table for the school and all that.
Yeah, I get supporting your hometown to a certain extent.
It creates good energy too.
Yeah,
you know?
It does, especially when your teams are doing good and it's entertaining and everyone goes out and has a good time.
I use it as an excuse to consume alcohol. Copious amounts.
Valid. I support that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of people are in for it, are in it for. That's what. Yeah, whatever. It's a fucking block party downtown.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like probably. Well, there's right now. Is it still spring break?
I think. I don't know, dude. I'm not in school.
So there's like 90,000 people in the city of Lawrence, and 1/3 of them are students. So imagine you get like half the student body, and that's just students. Like downtown, that's fucking 15,000 people in like, how many blocks is downtown?
Like around 10 or 11.
All
That's
I
like
know
the main
is,
part.
and these aren't like New York blocks. We're talking like you could throw a football the length of these blocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. 08 looked wildin'.
Yeah.
You know, and mind you, this isn't the final. Pardon. This isn't the final game, but like I said, it's Saturday. So if it goes down, it's going down today, tonight, here, nowhere else.
Dude, I had an idea for what to use the GoPro for tonight, and
So-
I don't know what the plan is. Like if we're gonna pick.
Don't
one
bring your
spot.
selfie stick, or else someone's gonna fuck it up.
Dude. I might.
There's been a
I don't have to
series of hate
extend it. I
crimes
can
committed
just-
against selfie sticks as of late. If you've not seen
Dude,
them,
fight me. I'll kill somebody with a selfie stick.
You seen the video of the dude who runs around with like hedge clippers and just like snips people's selfie
That's
sticks?
hilarious.
Dude, yeah.
I wouldn't even be that mad. I'd just be like, as long as I got that on
Motherfucker
camera.
got me.
Yep.
Son of
But
a
no,
bitch.
the idea is we could just go bar hopping, and in between every
Is it really
commercial
bar
break-
hopping if we're on the sidewalk when they're serving us alcohol?
Well, but while we're watching the game, we have to be somewhere inside that's or somewhere that has a TV.
Oh god,
So
that's gonna be hell.
We
dude.
could try to go in, watch the game until a commercial, and then run to the next bar and go to another place, or just go somewhere else every few minutes, basically, and document the whole thing, and then make a sweet video out of it.
I think almost a GoPro would be the best thing to bring, because I don't think it'd be good for Becca to bring her expensive ass camera.
Bring it.
No, dude. Someone,
Bring it.
there's gonna be some fucking asshole that like swats that shit.
I don't know, dude. I feel like people will be pretty cool.
That's an
about
expensive camera to be carrying around when you're packed shoulder to shoulder in the street. Worth it. You try convincing her of that, dude.
it. I might.
That's her bread and
Either
butter.
way, I'm bringing the GoPro because if somebody swats it, it'll be fine.
Well, yeah, that's what it's designed for.
Yeah. Swatting.
It's a new GoPro Hero 6 specifically designed for swatting your extreme lifestyle.
Yeah.
The first camera specifically for it. Swatting. Speaking of swatting, did you hear that dude who swatted that guy in Wichita and got him killed? Like, is facing, I don't know, life in prison or some shit?
No. What is it? I haven't heard anything about that.
You know what swatting is in that context? When like you call the police on somebody and say like, yeah, there's a hostage situation at this address. It's somebody you don't like. So you basically have a fucking SWAT team sent to their house. They kick in their doors, flashbang them, arrest them. And they're like, oh wait, yeah.
So swatting is literally calling the SWAT team on them.
Yeah, there was a guy who like from California who was playing, I don't know, it's probably Overwatch or some shit, whatever the kids are playing these days, playing online against this dude from Wichita, and the dude from Wichita was like crushing this dude, and the dude was pissed off, so he swatted him, and the police killed this dude.
Whoa.
They like showed up to his house and like burst in, and the dude like panicked and was scared, understandably so.
Yeah.
And when a SWAT team member says like, "Don't fucking move," and you move, like they'll just shoot you. That's what happened. The dude's dead now.
Dude, I saw a video, like a horrifying video, basically the same thing. Where this guy was like in a hallway, and the SWAT team showed up, and whoever was in charge was just yelling at him, like giving him like really, really specific, strict orders. He made one wrong move, and they just like unloaded on him. And he was on his hands and knees, like just like, dude, please don't shoot me. Like, it's pretty messed up. Those are some bad situations.
There's no really due diligence on there, and when it comes to that, they just like go in full force.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In Germany, interestingly enough, the police, it's not uncommon for them to disguise themselves as like apartment maintenance workers or like emergency plumbers. They'd be like, yeah, like they'll pound on your door, be like, hey, upstairs, your neighbor, they had like a pipeline break and it's about to seep through your floor. Like, you need to get out of the apartment, and they'll just like tackle you to the ground as soon as you get out of your place. Yeah, they don't like
trick you.
Yeah, they like disguise themselves as mailmen or delivery men. Like, oh, we need you to sign for this. Fucking hands behind your back. Except they say in German.
That's insane.
Schnell.
Is that how you say it?
No, it means stop.
Oh.
Or wait, no. Quiet. I don't know. It's been a while since I practiced my German.
Wunderbar.
Das ist wunderbar.
9.
Ja.
Du.
All right, we're not doing Rammstein. Whatever happened to Rammstein?
Dude, I don't know. They are the Metallica of Germany.
Yeah. I like.
I don't know what happened to them though. Ever since, like, didn't they get big from that XXX movie in America? Isn't that what did it?
Could be. I mean, I knew about Rammstein since before them. My dad was a big fan.
Really?
Of Rammstein, yeah.
I had never heard of them, but
their lead singer used to be an Olympic swimmer. Interestingly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Till Lindemann, I believe his name is.
He's got a good voice.
Maybe he's German, so it's hard to tell. It's so guttural. Like,
yeah, but every now and then he'll like open up, and it sounds like almost like an opera voice.
Yeah, he has a very.
He's got good control over it. Very strange music, but
it's definitely a product of Germany.
Yeah, I went through the Rammstein phase. I'll admit it. Did you? Did you just like ever listen to a whole album just on repeat?
Oh yeah, my dad used to like play their shit all the time on the radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Rammstein. When I lived in Nashville, I worked with a guy who loved Rammstein, and he was in the army, and he was stationed in Germany.
Rammstein Air Force Base.
Oh, I'm not sure, but he went to one of their concerts in Germany. Yeah. He said it was one of the best concerts he's ever seen. Like, the keyboard player rolled out on a Segway and was like shooting hot dogs out of a cannon during their song America.
They do some weird shit on stage. Their antics, like, dude busts out like a fucking 2-foot big floppy schlong and just starts like fire hose spraying the crowd with lube. Like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they get weird with it. There's one where he just lit himself on fire. He was wearing like a fireproof chainmail trench coat and just like full body on fire while he's singing.
That's insane.
They go in. They do it big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is the purpose of the episode. We're just shooting this shit. Like,
yep.
It's
been a while.
I'm pretty exhausted by the topics of conversations a lot of people are choosing to partake in.
Dude,
the narratives hasn't been changing. Usually it's like, oh, that was fucking a month ago. We're on to some new shit now. Like, but
yeah. It's really kind of getting old, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I have nothing to say about it
at
this point. Like,
yeah, as far as politics, and
I know
like
where I
social
stand
issues
and
go.
I know where things are going, and I'm not worried about it, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know where things are going, but I'm optimistic.
Let me tell you right now, we're gonna keep our extended magazines. We're gonna be able to keep our semi-automatic sporting rifles. There's not gonna be any aesthetics-based bans put in place. It's not happening. And I'm certain. I feel like the repercussions of aesthetics-based bans and the assault rifle ban of 2018 they're pushing. Do you know how much of the House and Congress is Republican-controlled right now? Do you really think it ever had a chance?
No.
Obama and his administration for 8 years Couldn't make that happen. You really think they're gonna move now? I'm just tired of seeing these two kids. But we're moving on from that.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm so past that conversation. It's unreal. And like, I don't know. I can't help but think that there's a way bigger conversation that we could be having.
That's the hard conversation, though. We don't want to have that talk. Okay.
No, we don't.
We want to take the easy way out. We're going to focus on, the easy thing to talk about, the emotional side of it.
The villain.
These guns I don't like them. They're scaring me. Okay.
You sound like Butters from South Park.
I don't like. I can't even. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
So we have to figure out what we're gonna do with Room for Nuance, because
Room for Nuance is fluid. It's flexible. I wouldn't even say this is an episode of Room for Nuance, but I think Room for Nuance is it is directly proportionate to the goings-ons. Gongzongs.
Yeah,
that's kind of the idea behind it. What's everybody talking about? We're gonna kind of talk about the other side of that,
Yeah.
And it seems like, as far as the topic of conversation on a wide scale goes, it's been pretty stagnant lately.
Yeah.
It's like there's not really a whole lot going on, so we just kind of let the whole gun control debate ride, even though it hasn't really gone anywhere. We're just waiting for the next big thing to happen. We'll start talking about that. Right now, nothing's really been going on.
Yeah,
we're kind of bored as a nation.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be kind of no matter what, everything that's super controversial so far, we've been like, nah, we don't really want to talk about that anymore, because
what's super controversial at this point?
But like there's a ton of stuff that we just don't really want to have conversations about, and I feel like it's because
like bigger picture. As far as current events go, though, you'd say that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of I would say triggering conversations that we haven't had that we don't feel is necessary to have, and for good reason. But I mean,
what are you referring to? I'm lost.
I don't know, like racial stuff or transgender or border stuff, like stuff we've literally never talked about, and that has been a popular conversation for a while. But I'm just wondering if that's the direction that we were trying to go, or if that's what we are doing.
I think that was the premise behind Room for Nuance as a segment.
Yeah, but then the more we kind of started to do it, it felt like baiting almost. Like, okay, let's whatever people are talking about, let's just pick that. And
I would love to have somebody on who is a strong proponent of the opposite side of whatever argument. Like you or I.
Do you think that would be creating room for nuance, though, or would that be creating room for like friendly debate? Which I think
friendly debate requires nuance in order to keep it friendly.
Yeah,
problem is, Room for Nuance, we both share like-minded views on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, I don't know, we're not really establishing much of anything. It's kind of like episode 8, was it? It's like there's really no point, I feel like, to have another gun control talk.
No.
Because like what are we gonna accomplish? Like, if you want to add some different facets to that, by all means, but like, I don't know. I feel like just keeping it you and me, like exclusively for, every segment, kind of corners us in a way.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be a different.
It's like we would have to create some sort of controversy or try to really dig into both sides of things, even though we both kind of already feel the same way.
Or at least have somebody that feels strongly about it.
Yeah, and that could be the case, and we could definitely try that. But
and if you want to talk about the more controversial stuff, I'm all for it. I just thought the main idea was what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
What are people in a tizzy about?
Yeah,
people, because like when news is new. Mm-hmm. People kind of have knee-jerk reactions to it, and it's easy to rationalize, the whole situation. And that was kind of what we wanted to do initially. But things have kind of slowed down. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't talk about, ongoing issues that aren't necessarily at the forefront of
and that's
talks.
true. And I guess when we started this, it was like right around the time of the election cycle. And
It was
like,
everything was spicy, man.
Yeah, everything was just crazy. And it still kind of is to a certain extent, but I feel like we've kind of learned how to live with the craziness.
We've leveled out.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I don't know. To be honest, I still feel weird about that walkout thing, that protest that all the schools did, the national walkout. Like,
I don't see the point. I'm completely against gun violence. I mean,
yeah,
I'd walk out over that.
I think we all are.
I think it's the misguided approach to the organization of the protests.
It seemed weird to me.
It's not about protesting violence. It's more about protesting till we get what we want, and that's. I want people to stop killing each other as much as the next person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
What? Keep going.
This is shooting the shit, Dakota. We're getting a little heavy here, don't you think?
Well, I mean, that's something that I've been thinking about. That
I don't think it's conducive
with.
to actually getting anything done. You're protesting a feeling of like, I'm tired of people killing each other. I am too. But what are you getting done? Like, call it what it really is. You're protesting against aesthetic features of a firearm.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are, and that's very true. But at the same time, sometimes I wonder if by doing this, we do somehow raise the awareness or raise.
I think it's dishonest and
sensitivity to all of these.
I think the whole purpose of the movement is dishonest. Because you label it as, well, we're protesting against violence. Everybody's going to be behind that. I don't like violence.
Yeah, that's
not really the cause or the intention behind this protest.
Yeah. Okay. And that's, I guess, what.
Look at all these kids who are leaving. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm peeking out the mic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. Look at all these kids who are leaving class in support of our cause. Like, those kids aren't really in support of your cause. You just kind of disingenuously labeled the cause.
Yeah.
Protesting against violence.
That.
Yeah,
I totally
agree with that. Protesting against features of a firearm, I'm completely against that. It's a slippery slope. It's childish and immature.
I agree, and we've had that conversation. I don't think there's any need to, guns. It's a stupid debate, but I guess I'm more focused on the idea of a protest in today's age, because I have been totally supportive of protests in the past, like in the beginning, but it always seems like they get to a point where, like you said, the cause sort of becomes disingenuous and it kind of gets blurry, and then you stop hearing actual solutions to problems, and it just sounds like a bunch of people shouting. Like in the very beginning, a lot of those causes start with what seems like a pure cause, like a lot of them, and especially when you go back all the way to like the civil rights movement and things that were worth protesting about. But then when you fast forward to now, and so I sometimes wonder if we should be protesting about something that we don't fully understand, if we aren't even near what, like, if you go and ask, like, I've seen tons of videos of people going and interviewing people at these protests, like, what do you think we should actually do? They're like, ban guns. Okay, what kind of guns? Assault weapons. Okay, what's an assault weapon? They don't know. Like,
ones I don't like.
Yeah,
scary looking ones.
Yeah, and that's a caricature of that for sure. But
I'm pretty bad.
That is sort of a generality, and that does seem to be a very commonly occurring trend. And
first and foremost, sorry, I'd like to say it's not our place to say what people can and cannot protest about, because.
And I'm not saying anyone can't. I'm wondering if we
effectiveness
should.
Of it.
Yes, and because I want to support, anti-violence. I'm also anti-violence and anti-gun, school shootings and all of this terrible stuff. But I wonder why I haven't felt convicted enough to go participate in those protests. And I think it's because I wrestle with the idea of its authenticity.
There's so much misunderstandings. On the part of the people who are big advocates for this protest. Like, they don't. I wonder if they truly understand the scale of what they are protesting against. And frankly, I don't know.
Well, for me, it's just hard to zoom. It's hard not to zoom out and look at the whole picture and see how the whole system is flawed. Human, like the way that everything is set up, our nature is flawed. Like we have all of these things that are really causing violence, and you mix modern technology in the way that we eat and live and exist today, and it to me makes sense that we have crazy things like this happen, and I just don't think that one little tiny variable in the problem is the problem.
Interesting statistic. Gun violence is on the low. Like I think 1985 it was the peak in the U.S. Like we've actually been decreasing our rates of gun violence, gun-related homicides.
So do you think that it has anything to do with media?
Well, yeah. You have to.
Is it just highlighting violence in some way? Is this kind of similar to,
That's a whole can of worms, buddy. You have to ask yourself who are the backers of whatever outlet you like to get your news from. What agenda are they trying to push?
I don't know. That's why
it's the problem with news, as everybody knows.
I've seen
this. All fake. It's all fake news, dude.
I've seen this meme where
it's all got a spin on
it. It said that politicians and like people in mainstream media, like anyone who's been bought should have to wear like a NASCAR style uniform, like just show all the logos
like
of
nice
everyone who's paying
business
them to
power suit with like little brand names on it.
Yeah, it's just got like the stickers everywhere, the patches.
This sticker is dangerous as heck, but I sure do love Fig Newtons. Fucking Ricky Bobby.
Oh man. Yeah, controversial stuff and
challenge us. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just
That's true. Did you see what I posted on the community this morning?
It's kind of a shout out for what was it?
It was Church of Whatever, but I said people could send in questions, but I guess I didn't even think about that. Like if I feel like it could be talked about on Room for Nuance, then we could do that too.
Viewer suggestions.
Yeah.
Hey guys, look, we got the community page. Just interact with us.
Yeah.
We're normal people.
That's a new thing that Josh set up. Shout out to Josh because that was really cool of him to.
Thanks for donating your time to be the moderator of that, man.
Yeah, it's cool, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. That along with the Patreon, because the Patreon is also like kind of a side community for the people who want to contribute, but Facebook is free for anybody who wants to join in.
And at any given time, we really don't have a whole lot going on, so interaction is definitely thing we need to get on with that, man.
Oh, we got a lot going on.
We love interaction. So, hey, questions, comments, topics you want to hear? You want to come on the show? You want to fucking be a guest? Hit us up, dude.
I also did I did the ADD podcast.
You were on Jason Barr's podcast?
Yeah.
When?
Last week. It's not out yet, but it might be out soon by the time this is out.
What's up? What'd you guys talk about?
It's kind of a cool segment, actually. He brought me into like his house and his studio.
It's a nice fuck. It's a cool ass studio.
I mean, it's a pretty cool setup for sure.
Hell yeah.
But his idea was to do like sort of a studio session where he's working on his artwork while we're having a conversation. Because he's basically wrestling with a lot of the same things that I'm wrestling with, where he's like, if I spend a lot of my time painting, because that's what he does to pay his bills, is like sells his illustrations and artwork, and the podcast isn't a revenue stream like that. So it's like he's got all these things that he's got to kind of try to do evenly and focus the same amount of energy on. So he's like, I'm just gonna try to combine one of them. So if I feel like I'm spending too much time doing art and not enough time podcasting, I'm gonna start podcasting while I'm doing art.
Multitasking, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. I just sat at his desk and like watched him paint and had some cool conversations.
Like digital art?
No, he had like
canvas.
He had like a giant like poster board taped up to his wall, and he's just sitting there like working on it. It was a cool piece too. It'll be on all of his pages.
Yeah.
So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a fun idea.
I feel like that'd be a good flow activity to kind of stimulate.
Yeah, and I think he's going to mix it, make it kind of like a playlist where he like cut in music and all kinds of crazy stuff.
That sounds like something that'd be really cool to see, like with video in addition to that.
Yeah,
it's almost like, first thing I thought of was like Hot Ones. like that multitask. You got different
Yeah.
shit going on at the
Yeah.
same time. Like you're doing something physical while you're doing a traditional interview style.
Yeah. It was cool.
We need to do more video episodes. You never did release the video podcast, did you?
No. I
At the same
thought it
time,
was just a test.
Yeah, it was good though.
It was entertaining, but I think we thought it would. I can't tell.
The novelty
if it was
of it
good.
is so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We loved watching it, but I just wonder if it's actually entertaining to other people because I'm like, we didn't have anything planned or like.
For those who
But it
don't
was
know,
fun, and
we
I
haven't really
liked-
talked about that either, have we?
Video?
Yeah. No, I mean like what we've done already.
No.
We
don't think so.
set up two.
Ooh.
We set up 2 cameras and did I don't know what you call it, fucking JRE style deal. You know,
Yeah.
different angles, switching angles between people talking video while recording audio, and we just kind of bullshitted. We made like an hour-long episode or something. No, it was like
I think it was like 20 minutes because
Was it?
Becca's cameras only record for a certain amount of time or something, or cards, or
it might have been more like 30.
I don't know, something like that.
30,
I still have
40.
it
I don't
on my
know.
hard drive.
It was a good time. We did it just to see how easy it would be, how easy it'd be to edit. Just figuring out like how to set it up.
Yeah,
And-
we could like crop the audio over the video and actually get everything to line up. And
Yeah, it looked
with the help
good. It
of
turned
Becca.
out good. I think it did.
Shout out to Becca Lou Productions.
Hell yeah.
If this happens, it's it's gonna be a lot banking on her.
She's a
being
key
able to-
player with her videography skills
Yeah,
for sure.
dude.
And editing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we've kind of wrestled with that releasing. You were talking about releasing it for patrons,
Yeah.
because we're like, we can't tell if we're just so full of ourselves. We think we're fucking hilarious and we merit having video in addition to audio, or if it's actually like good.
Yeah.
But
Who knows?
definitely something I want to do again.
Yeah.
We need more direction now that we know how easy it is to actually do.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's getting to the point now where I'm really tempted to want to try to do it with other guests too and stuff like that, because I really want to get some cameras like of my own, so that even if like Becca's not here, I could record it and send it to her or something, or she could always come whenever she's free to come and film. But I don't know. It
That's
would be really
another
cool
thing.
to incorporate video eventually. Like
There's multiple
dreams. We're dreaming big here.
big plans.
Yeah.
Another thing about that be like, I feel like it gets more complicated the more people you get in a
More
episode.
angles that you need.
Yeah, you
Dude,
have
what
to ask
about
yourself, like, how
those
many cameras do you
cameras-
have to have?
What about those-
360 view cameras?
Yes, dude. I've been saying for the longest time. Well, I think I want to say like Jimmy Kimmel or somebody has a show where they use 360 video. But how cool would it be to have a 360 camera in the middle of the room? Because it's like we always sit in kind of a circle. So you could literally just watch it.
I have a
and feel like you're
Samsung
in the middle of the
Galaxy
room.
S3. It's not even 360 view compatible.
Really?
Yeah. It's I mean,
So what
I'm not
happens
just thinking
if
about
you try to
myself
click
here.
on a 360 video?
It looks like a panorama. Like it's a really long, skinny video.
That sounds kind of cool though
it's
too.
pretty shitty looking.
Because I mean,
But
it's
I'm saying,
primarily a podcast format, so you can always just listen to it.
yeah.
But so
I feel like 360 view would be kind of gimmicky. Like, oh, look, it's looking right there in the room.
well, okay.
Look.
What if it was more like you're sitting in a spot, like so the camera's off to the side, so it literally looks like you're just sitting there, and you can like look over, like to your right or your left, and just see like me and you, and the guest. Like it just looks like you're sitting in a seat. I feel like that's gonna be a thing of the future, because that's what a podcast feels like already.
It's like you're right here with us.
Yeah, it feels like you're a fly on the wall.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yeah. So you can even hear us whisper.
You can hear the movement of our lips and.
Hear all the gross, disgusting, humanly sounds.
That's
that
one
we
thing I
make.
hate about listening to episodes. Like, I'm so breathy when I talk. It's like,
Yeah. This morning I was.
foremost.
Oh man. Like when you drink.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so gross. I didn't like hearing that. Sorry, guys.
I just drank some water right into the mic. Gross. This morning I was recording. I was like reading that thing that I showed you last night out loud, and like seeing if I could maybe use it for like an intro or something. Like I just don't know what to do with that yet, or any writing, because I've been writing random stuff.
You
like
don't
that.
have to do anything with it. That's the beauty.
I get that, and I totally understand that, but
You just
something
don't wanna
about
waste.
me is weird, and I feel like I have to share. Like what I do is not just for me, like because I
You're
don't.
always going to be fighting against yourself if you keep that mindset. Like everything you create doesn't have to be the next magnum opus. It's
Yeah,
if there's
you're
anything.
right.
My brother told me this and it stuck with me. It's like just fucking write it down. Like make it real. Actualize your thought before you forget about it and it's gone.
Yeah,
Even if you don't ever do anything with it, you validated it.
yeah,
I'm not saying you can't do something with it. I just don't think you should feel pressed. Like, well, I created this thing. Like, what do I do with it? Like,
yeah, and it's not
you
so much
captured
that
how you were feeling. I'm
it's-
peeking out again. Sorry.
you're good.
I can never
keep it
find
totally-
like the right spot.
Well, I have these like pretty much all the way up, and then slightly down, so that I can always adjust it. I can always compress it and make it so it doesn't peek out in post.
Yeah.
But
I just see that little red flashing light behind you. And I'm like, oh,
yeah, it is peeking.
I'm being obnoxious.
At least you're not eating the mic like some people. That's what I can't fix. No, but it's not so much as that, or as much as like I want to do something with it, because I've been writing like just random like essays every time like I go through something traumatic like that, or something like some experience that I think is worth writing about, and I've just never really done anything with it, or like had somebody proofread it and try to like finish it and I don't know, publish it or post it anywhere or anything like that. I'm just wondering if I should, like, if that should be another outlet, because I've said that like the very first post on the Patreon was sort of like an essay about what the Better Ideas podcast was going to be about.
Yeah.
And it had all kinds of, it said like poetry and essays, and I mentioned sharing that artwork, and I just haven't yet.
My advice is if you're going, or if you feel so obliged to just, release with some level of frequency, your writings or essays. My advice is don't spread yourself thin. Don't create like a blog separate from what you have going now.
No, I wouldn't. It would be part of Better Ideas or something like.
That's what I say. Like as far as that, utilize the platforms you have.
Yeah,
I guess.
You think?
I think so. It keeps you from spreading yourself thin. Like, do you really want to manage like?
No, I'm not going to start a blog too. Like,
we got blogs, we got fucking vlogs, we got fucking podcasts. We're doing Twitch streams now.
I do want to do all of those, like everything. Like,
that's when
it's
you
just
become
not
a
humanly
brand.
possible.
Yeah,
someday we will create an empire that does everything.
How crazy would that
Just
be?
kidding.
Have a full-time job.
Jason Jason got me dreaming. So Jason and I, my boss, for those of you who don't know, are starting a company called Clear Coat Solutions. It's a slightly a vendor business, but for the most part, it'll be a high-end, low-frequency detailing.
And paint correction, right?
Yes. And ceramic coatings and protectants and lots of other stuff, all kinds of additional services. But
this ain't no Hurricane Alley car wash. This is the big leagues.
Yeah, it is.
You want a detailed job that'll make your fucking head spin? Hit up Clear Coat Solutions.
Heck yeah.
Shameless plug.
That is a shameless plug. That is not an advertisement, because it is a company that I am starting. But
started, dude. You've already had customers.
Started. That's true. We have started it. I guess we don't have an LLC yet. We're not like official, but we're doing.
I think that's
cleaning cars.
That's the difference between being a professional and non-professional. If you do it once and make money from it, you're a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I definitely would consider myself professional, because I have been making a living at it for like almost 6 years.
You just have been your own man.
I haven't owned my own business, and now we're getting to that point.
Yeah, you're a business owner. Look at you.
Getting there. But anyways, Jason was talking to me, and he was like, he's just found this Craigslist ad of a building, and it was just a shop with a 2-car bay, like a long bay, and 2 beautiful offices with a bathroom and a shower. And he was
Here
like,
in
dude,
town?
Yeah, and he was like, dude,
commercial zoned?
I think so. Yeah, dude. I think it was over in the like industrial complex down 23rd. Just to, that's a far off dream. That's a far off dream. It's just an idea, but he was like, just imagine. He's like, we have our business, you're cleaning cars, and as long as we're doing a few cars a month for our higher end services, then we're able to make rent. He's like, you could build the studio in there. Like, you could have the podcast studio,
And that's
a
like
music studio, detailing facility.
you could
all in
even
your
do like
office.
some service shit there, like automotive, like expand beyond. When you have that amount of space,
Yeah.
you don't have to limit yourself to detailing.
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted to get into flipping cars too, so that would definitely be like something that's possible.
Come on, you don't want everybody to know your fucking master plan, dude. Trying to play 3D chess here. You can't show your hand. No,
I'm not competing with anyone though.
you don't know that.
I know that because there is no one else doing what Clear Coat Solutions is doing.
You hear that, guys? Ceramic coating.
Yeah. There's no one else doing it for less than $1,000. And we add it. It's an add-on to any of our packages for $300, which is pretty crazy. But you look around any of the surrounding areas, it's at least $1,100 to $1,200 for a ceramic coating and paint correction on any vehicle. And when you go to a car dealership, you're not getting a real ceramic coating properly. It's not happening. Take it from me. I promise you.
He's on the inside.
Always go to the professionals.
You have a little jingle for Clear Coat Solutions.
No, I would love to have Jason on the podcast though. Eventually, I've been talking to him about it. Once we get everything really rolling,
With the
we're gonna do
business?
an episode. Yeah, just talk about
He's
it.
a business major, right? Like he went
Yeah.
to school for that. Like,
Yeah.
You've been talking about that, man.
Yeah, we've been talking about it forever, and it's finally happening. And it's happening a lot quicker than we thought. We've been having meetings with important people in the automotive industry around here.
Some big dick swagging's going on here.
No,
We're meeting with chief executives,
No,
CEOs, talking buyouts.
I just
and
mean managers of dealerships.
hostile takeovers.
but important enough people. I just think it's cool because it's just really inspiring because it showed me that this idea is good enough to get some conversations started and to get some people asking about it and talking about it. And I think that we may be able to work out some partnerships where we have a base income through doing vendor work for dealerships too, like touch-up paint and paint correction and things like that. So it's a pretty cool idea. I'm really excited about it, and I think that it's solving a problem in the automotive industry that has needed fixing for a long time.
Would that really be the automotive industry, or would that be like automotive service industry?
Yeah, more of the service and like recon.
Yeah.
We-
Sorry.
we call it reconditioning.
Mr. Pedantic over here.
You're good.
You know what we haven't talked about?
What?
I feel like maybe you have.
What?
Best of Lawrence 2K18.
Not much.
You mentioned anything
I
about that?
briefly mentioned it in some of the intros, but that's it.
Since the most recent development?
Not really. Not since we won. All I said is that
We didn't
won.
win.
We won top 5.
Top
we are
5.
in the top
Yeah.
5. I shouldn't say we won. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, that's a bit presumptuous, don't you think, Dakota?
Yeah. Well, and I honestly don't know if we are because ADD is big, and
I'm a natural pessimist. My expectations are never really high.
yeah.
But the fact that we made it into top 5,
It's so freaking cool.
right?
It's so
It's
awesome.
validating. There's actually people who care enough to take 15 seconds out of their day to fucking click a link and vote for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 It's so cool. So what
Thank you, guys.
happened is on June 21st, we get to go to the awards ceremony at Abe and Jake's in Lawrence, and they will announce the winners there. And I think top 3 get some sort of prize.
It ain't about the
And-
prize.
No, it's not. But the first place does get, I think, a section in the Best of Lawrence magazine and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. That'd be awesome. But I'm just so excited to get to go to the award ceremony.
The fact that we've been doing this for a year, like
a little
almost-
over, yeah.
like a little over a
Yeah.
year, and enough people enjoy what we do enough to support us.
Yeah, it's
Cool. Awesome.
Cool to get the local recognition for
I
sure.
love you guys. That's what's up, though, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
My brother's gonna be in town actually around that time too. So you want to have him on the show? I'm sure I could talk to him.
We should absolutely do that. Because is his book out yet? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah,
I think it is.
Mhm.
He said he was going to send it to me, and then I didn't. I just don't know if I didn't receive it and he tried or what.
Get in
But
touch with him.
I want to get in touch with him. I want to read his book
Send you
and
the-
then have
the
him on the
e-copy.
podcast about it. I think that would be really
for
cool.
sure.
Because I want to ask the hard hitting questions. You know.
Well,
the true journalistic questions.
And my
after
brother,
reading this book.
he's an interesting enough character to where like you don't even need to talk about like his work necessarily. Like he fucking talking about anything.
Yeah.
What it's like living in a different nation for so long. Like
That would be a cool one.
that would be a cool one. Anything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. We're in a transitionary period, I feel like. We definitely shouldn't slack as much on getting episodes out. What's going on? You think you fucking I don't know, Kaiser Sozo over here. Oh, I made top 5. I'm not gonna release any more episodes. I already made it.
Yeah, we're just gonna end well. Yeah.
It's like, well, thanks guys.
No, dude,
Fuck you.
It's hard. Like I was saying earlier, like what Jason was dealing with. It's like I've been focusing on music. Like I suck because I focus on one thing and then I neglect the other. Like I've been trying to get some other things in line in life, so then the podcast kind of, I'll go a week or 2 without releasing an episode, and it sucks. But also getting guests is just hard. Like trying to line up time to meet with someone you've probably never met, or, work things out. Like sometimes you don't get responses. Sometimes they, have to reschedule like today. And
instead you got me.
Yep.
We're supposed to have a guest today, but things didn't go as planned, and
yeah.
Sorry.
But it should be happening next Sunday. So
upcoming?
Yes.
Like, no, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, but next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will not be able to take part in that one. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
But I'm sure you guys will have a great time.
If you got any questions in particular you want me to ask him, let's let me know. Because I'm having an athletic trainer on the podcast, and we're going to talk about...
Ask him how many proteins you need.
How many proteins?
How many proteins you need to get buff? I get buff. How many proteins do I need?
All of the protein. At least 12. I'm going to say 12.
I like to do curls with a squat rack.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, that's why part of the reason I've been slacking, because I've been writing music too. And the van thing.
The van thing is cool. That's a cool thing.
Yep. It's coming along, dude. Just did all the spray foam caulking and insulated it a little bit. And now I got all that Reflectix over there. Gonna put up some walls, put up some subfloor.
Like some Dynamat would be beneficial. Some sound deadener, unless your insulator like doubles as that.
I mean, it's not too noisy as is. And with that, with the spray foam, Reflectix, wood, and the carpet and rubber that's already down on the floor, I think it'll be...
That's going to be a heavy bitch.
Probably not as heavy as the seats that were in it, though.
True, you did strip out a lot of weight.
Yeah, there's some big, bulky seats, too.
Some big old
And the
seats.
family of like 80 kids that rode in it.
Oh, were they Mormons?
I don't know.
Catholics? Scientologists?
I literally said that until I got it.
We got the old Mormon family truckster deal.
Oh, man.
They found fucking 3 McDonald's French fries worth of stale fries under the seats.
That's hilarious.
From years of
Dude, it's so true. When I
children.
went to Utah, it was like big vans, SUVs, Suburbans. Like, dude, so many kids.
You'd think like at that point they would like, it's such a prevalent thing. They'd probably have like their family names like on the side of the fucking vans, like a
boat.
Yeah, like O'Doyle rules or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, what else do we want to shout out or talk about or catch up on before we end this one?
Just want to do a wrap up.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Things we need to work on. Consistency, getting more guests, being in communication with our listeners. Like I said, guys, if you want to be on, you want to talk to us, ask questions, fucking fight us, physically fight us, like come at us.
Do it. Come at me, bro.
Just whatever you want to do, you know? We're here. Yeah. Like, we got the community group going on Facebook.
Yeah.
Reach out to us, guys.
Also, I want ratings. There's ratings
Why,
on
you
iTunes.
You want to validate your feelings?
Because I want other people to hear this. And if you guys think it's good and you've listened to every single episode and you haven't gone to iTunes and left me a 5-star rating, then I'm going to withhold episodes forever.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. I'm not
dude.
doing that.
I'm having second thoughts about this now.
No, 5 stars only, though. Seriously.
Dakota's got with the front man syndrome, just fucking broadsided me. man.
No.
What happened to you?
You don't have to do that, but it would be really cool. Or you can just like us or follow us.
And if you
or
hate us,
whatever.
fucking give us 1 star and like leave a
No,
mean
don't
fucking
do that.
comment.
If you don't like us, then just go away. Don't say anything.
Dude, do what you want. I don't give a fuck.
Don't tell them what to do.
I'm not telling them what to fucking do. I'm telling them to be honest with themselves.
Dude, what if they don't want to be?
I don't fucking care what they want. Or actually, I do care what they want.
I know what they want.
Yeah, that's
They
the
want to leave
problem.
a 5-star rating.
Like I said, like, comment, subscribe.
Patreon.com/better
Hit the little bell at the bottom of the screen if you want to get notifications anytime we upload. Donate on Patreon.
What else
Buy
can you
our
do?
t-shirts.
You can come to my house and
Get the logo tattooed on your body.
deliver some pizza.
Firebomb his car.
Yep, you could do that.
Stalk us.
You could buy my car, actually. It's for sale.
Anybody want to buy a Scion TC? I shouldn't have said that.
No,
Now
seriously.
your car is going to get firebombed.
They don't know where it's at.
You don't know what it looks
don't know.
like.
True. It's
like
white and it looks like a police interceptor.
Hey, fuck you. I keep coming back to that. Like, I have it in my head that there's at least one listener that, like, when they fucking grind their teeth when they listen to us, like cleaning their gun, like, yeah, give me those fucking details. Like, there's just one guy conspiring to kill us.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, don't give up
sounds
too
terrible.
personal information, or else that guy is gonna fucking.
Why would he keep listening? He's just a glutton for punishment. He's
No,
just like,
he's-
oh, I hate these
he's
guys.
fucking-
I've listened to like 20 hours of them and I hate them.
He's building up info. He's trying to figure out. He's triangulating our locations where we live. He knows what kind of cars we drive.
That's scary. Dude, but I feel like you can get all that information about anybody nowadays. Like, am I putting out that much more than anybody else?
No, I'm really not worried about it. I just I think it's funny how I assume that there's at least one person who wants to do us serious harm that keeps me from like wanting to divulge too much information.
How do you feel about that?
I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, so no, not really. I shouldn't joke about those things.
Well, that was fun.
It's game day, guys, and we got to gear up to get fucked up tonight. Hopefully we'll be drinking on Mass Street.
We plan on it. Yeah, we are. I don't know when we're going, but
I want you guys to
parking
channel your
spot.
energy. By the time you hear this, it'll have already happened, and the joke will be on us.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Cook at you.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Better Ideas podcast. If you like what you heard and you want to contribute in some way, then leaving a 5-star rating on iTunes is probably the best way to do that right now. You can also go to patreon.com/betterideas and you can choose to contribute to the show monetarily, or you can just follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, or join the Better Ideas podcast community and contribute to the conversation. Until then.